UralKali is one of the world leaders in producing potash. In all the respects, the company complies with international standards. Occupational safety of the employees is one of the priorities of the company. The company established and put in force cardinal occupational safety rules. Cardinal occupational safety rules. The cardinal rules at UralKali are 7 principles which are mandatory to be noted and obeyed by all the employees and visitors at UralKali without any exception. Failure to adhere to those rules results in serious consequences such as industrial accidents, emergencies, disaster, or a priori it creates a real threat of such consequences. In case any of those rules is broken, even once the wrongdoer, being UralKali's employee, is subject to the most severe punishment, and in the vast majority of cases it is dismissal. If a contractor's employee breaks the cardinal rules, he will be banned from work and from access to UralKali's facilities for a year, starting from the moment of breach, either as a contractor or as a representative of a partner organization. Breaking the rules is inexcusable. Rule 1. The employees are forbidden to handle and to move cargoes when people are in dangerous proximity. Handling is carried out in every area of our enterprise. They load final product onto a freight wagon. The equipment is unloaded from the truck and the crane moves the cargo. Lifting and lowering cargoes onto trucks, open-top wagons and other vehicles when people are in the car body or in the cabin. Moving cargoes by crane when people are in the handling area. Lifting, lowering, moving cargoes located near a wall, a column, a pile, a railway wagon, a machine or any other equipment when there are people between the cargo being lifted and the mentioned parts of the building or equipment. Moving people or cargoes with people being on top by crane, but outside its cabin, for example on the gallery, in the machine room or on the arm. Boarding people on the packaging materials lifted by crane. Lifting and lowering the crane arm without a cargo when people are underneath. The specialists in charge for crane works execution, the crane operators and the slingers are responsible for adhering to this rule. Rule 2. The employees are forbidden to work at height without using safety harness. Working at height for the company not always means working on multi-story buildings or other maximal high constructions. An injury can be caused even by fall from low height. And that happened. Works at height are works when the employee is at distance not less than 2 meters from height, differences of 1.3 meter and more having no guards. The violation of the said rule is failure to use safety harness and safety straps when working at height. The worker in the safety harness is connected to the fixed construction with a safety cord. The company employees working at height are responsible for adhering to the present rule. The safety harness is a component of the body harness for embracing the human body, preventing the worker from falling down. The safety harness can include connecting straps, buckles and other elements duly fixed keeping from falling. At the same time, it is important not only to put the harness on, but to buckle it up as well. One may fall down by accident or faint. Rule 3. The employees are forbidden to smoke and to use smoking accessories and lighters in the mine. It is simple. It is absolutely forbidden to smoke in the mine. It is not allowed to bring into the mine any smoking accessories which are matches, lighters, cigarettes. The chief mining engineer only can give a permit to the employees to bring lighters intended for professional use into the mine, to move them into the mine, to bring them out of the mine, to have them on the way from lamp room to descending into the mine and back. Without any exception, all the employees of the company, due to their functions, being in the underground workings, in the mine yard, in electrical and machine rooms, in the power substations of the locomotive barn, are responsible for adhering to these rules. Smoking is generally harmful, and in mines it is dangerous too. Combustible explosive gases appear underground, and any spark can be cause for explosion. The mine is no smoking place at all. Rule 4. The employees are forbidden to repair and to maintain the conveyors without switching them off from the power supply, to use conveyors for transporting people and cargoes. Conveyor is one of the most widely used equipment in potash industry. They are in use both in the mine and at grass. The conveyors are intended for transporting ore and final product. Any not intended use is violation of the cardinal rules. The violations of the rule are removal of material by hand from under the head, tail and snap pulleys, repairing and maintaining works when the conveyor is in operation without switching off from the power supply, in cases when the electrical connection of the conveyor drive is not dismounted and the starters have no warning posters "Do not start", transporting people and cargoes on the working conveyors is forbidden. The working conveyor is a very dangerous mechanism. There are many known cases when the workers who did not follow the safety rules when operating the conveyor were drawn under the pulley. The injuries have serious consequences. Rule 5. The employees are forbidden to work at the electrical installations under voltage. Everybody knows and is aware that electrical current is dangerous. Nevertheless, industrial traumatizing with electrical current is quite common. Only specialists with adequate skills and permits to the electrical installation are allowed to work with electricity. Violations of the said rule are as follows: working without required switching off and without taking measures preventing power supply to the working place. Working without adhering to rules ensuring safety when working under voltage and when routine operating. The company's employees maintaining the electrical installations, doing routine switching at them, organizing and performing construction, assembly, commissioning, repairing works, tests and taking measurements are responsible for adhering to this rule. One should always remember precautions when one deals with instruments and mechanisms under voltage, and one should always remember safety occupational rules. Rule 6. The employees are forbidden to work in mines with unsupported or untreated roof. The mines have big aerial extent. There are different areas. The roof is unsupported if there is no support in areas of geological abnormalities. The roof untreated if there are roof rock slips, lenses, cakes in it. The operators of rock-removing machines, workers of the mine, or other divisions who perform their functions underground are responsible for adhering to this rule. The prohibition against working in places with unsupported or untreated roof is among the cardinal rules, not by chance. According to world statistics, the lion's share of trauma among the miners is due to roof collapse. One should be always aware that even approaching to workings with unsecured roof should be with special care. You should always be aware of responsibility for your colleagues who work close together. Remember that when you go underground. Rule 7. The employees are forbidden to carry out any works in face space when the mining machine running. The universal mining machine is a complicated combined machine and a dangerous mechanism at the same time. When the combined machine is in operation, one should not approach to its working part under any circumstances. Violation of the rule is performing any works in face space inside security fencing when magnetic starters are not interlocked, when the button power off on the control panel is not interlocked. The operators of rock-removing machines, workers of the mine and other divisions who perform their functions underground are responsible for adhering to this rule. The miner is a highly esteemed profession at our company, but it holds many risks. The combined system is our daily bread. This is a complicated mechanism and it is to be treated respectfully. One of the cardinal rules says not to perform any works in phase space. And this cardinal rule is to be strictly followed. Your families, wives and children are waiting for you coming home safe and sound. The cardinal rules of the public company UralKali are one of the core principles of the corporative policy of the enterprise. The company demonstrates no tolerance to the breakers of the occupational safety rules. Nobody is ever excused. The cardinal rules strictly observed are the guarantee for industrial safety. According to UralKali, safety is an unconditional value that must be an integral part of any action or decision. We understand that careless, thoughtless and irresponsible actions may have tragic implications not only for ourselves and our colleagues, but also for our families and friends. No achievement or economic benefit can justify loss of life or damage to a person's health. That's exactly why the company developed the cardinal rules for occupational and industrial safety, which are to ensure safe working and considerable reducing personal injury to our employees.